Hey guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. Thanks for joining us. Last week we talked about tips for winterization. This week we're going to change gears again, talk about tips for designing and building an affordable home. With building costs where they are today, this is a really important topic as we start getting into that design season to get ready for your building project next year. And I work with clients a lot of times that have questions about how to cut costs, how to value engineer. And so there was an article today in the Log Home Planner that I thought was a great article on tips for designing and building an affordable home. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're going to take it a step further and we're going to look at it how it relates to an actual house. So what we're going to show is some of the design features that help to cut costs, that help to make a house more affordable, starting with the site plan and the location that the site is, the project is going to be built on. So this is a really open site, level site here. There's not a lot of clearing required. There's not a whole lot of excavation required when it comes to the foundation. So certainly that's not to say don't build in a wooded area, because there are some advantages to building in a wooded area with some shade. But with this particular site, it's nice and open, did not require a lot of clearing, didn't require a lot of site prep and a lot of excavation to get ready for building a foundation. So that's one thing that can help to control costs on the front end with the site work and the site prep and excavation and retaining walls, is building on an open, clear site. And the second thing that we'll talk about is the design itself, having a rectangular shape or a box, as we call it, is certainly going to be more cost effective than having a plan that's got 22 corners and 6 different roof lines. The roof lines are also something that can help to control cost, having one single roof line as opposed to multiple roof lines. So in this particular home, if we were to remove these gable dormers, that would certainly cut down on the amount of breaks in the roof line, the amount of roof line transitions, and certainly help some on the cost. So a single roof line, a rectangular shape design that has 4 corners as opposed to 8 or 12 or 16 corners certainly will help. A simplified roof line will help. Also, the old construction adage that it's cheaper to build up than it is to build out. So having a more controlled footprint and having square footage up in the area of a roof line. This is what we call a traditional 1.5 stories. So this 1/2 story above with the dormer wall on the back, which you don't see in this picture, but there's a kick out shed dormer wall on the back. That helps to create some very economical square footage, because your most expensive square footage is typically on your main level. So if you're building a much wider, much larger main floor footprint, like in a 1 story, you tend to have a higher cost per square foot, and you can create some more economical, what I call cheap square footage in the 1/2 story above. So that old adage, it's cheaper to build up than it is to build out, is very true. If you were on a site that is really conducive to a lower level, then it's a good idea to maybe design a main floor with a lower level design, because that lower level square footage is going to be certainly more economical than the main floor square footage. So it's just a reverse in what you see here, where this one's designed up, but you can also design up and down as opposed to out. And that's always going to be more economical than designing something in this big, wide, very large, expansive main floor footprint. So those are some of the things that we're going to talk about, some of the tips for today. We're going to do a 2-part series on this, because I think this is a really important topic. And there's a lot that we can learn with regards to design tips that can help to create an affordable home. So the tips for today will continue next week on more tips for designing and building an affordable home. And hopefully this has been helpful. Join us next week for more tips on the same topic. Until then, stay safe and healthy and take care.